What's happening? I'm Lee. I've been investing in real estate since 2017, since I learned how to do it. I've had my life insurance policy since 2014 when my son was born. My father-in-law, Frank, had an annuity that funded more real estate and a new annuity. When I was younger, I had heard people talking about, H7H streams of income, and I didn't really think about it for a while. Meaning like when I got the life insurance policy, I didn't think about, oh, I'm doing this so that I can get my eighth stream of income. I just did it because it was like necessary for me as a father with a child. I understood that the stock market, unless I'm day trading, is for long-term gain. And long-term gain was really great. My entire life invested in Disney when I was a child, or my dad did. So I'm not talking down about the stock market. I just learned there's other ways that may be a bit more advantageous for you. I did pay crazy capital gains taxes whenever I took funds out. I'd take out extra funds to pay off the taxes. We rolled that stock portfolio into real estate. My rent checks, the checks that people pay their rent every month, and then those checks get filtered on to me. I get them every 3 months, like clockwork. I get all the tax benefits of real estate. No wonder wealthy people invest in real estate, people that are wealthy. And it's a challenge to invest unless you are already wealthy. I was boxed out of investing in real estate until I did this. It used to be you had to have six figures or you had to be a million in net worth just to get invested into real estate. I mean, you could do it on your own for less than that, but most of these companies won't even talk to you unless you're an accredited investor. So anyway, we took that 47 grand out of the stocks, tax free into real estate. The real estate paid me about $155 a month to start. Then he started paying me a little bit more. Then I got $165 a month. Then 185 a month. Then COVID hit, and they didn't pay me for 3 months straight. This was by month, a monthly program. Now I think it's just quarterly, but in any event, um, so he didn't pay me for 3 months straight. And then the fourth month, I got a check for $740 to make up for all the previous months that they didn't pay me. They were just making sure that, COVID didn't, I don't know, get people to move or whatever, but they didn't. People need a place to live. And then the rent checks from there went up to 195 a month and 205 a month. Now they pay me 215 bucks a month for the past 2 years. Now, the 47 grand I originally invested into it is sitting in the value of the building, just like if you were to buy a house and that the equity in your home. So while I get paid monthly, my 47 grand has gone up with the value of the building going up as well. And it's currently valued to the IRS at about $102,000. If they do sell the building, then I can take my 102K and roll it into a new fund, or I could just get that 102K check sent right to me. Plus, don't forget that I got those paid rent checks every single month for 9 years now. So once we saw this working as well as it was, then we invested another $350,000 into more real estate that pays us every quarter. Now the real estate advisor is now pairing the real estate with Bitcoin, and soon enough they're going to go public. So I have the opportunity to invest in all three, and that would be certainly something I'd consider as I understand the value of the company and the ethics of the company. So I get the double or triple dip. So invested in the real estate, also invested in the Bitcoin, also invested in the stocks. Um, don't lose money. Warren Buffett's number one rule and number two rule. Warren Buffett owns controlling shares in companies. He's not investing the normal way that most people choose to invest their money. He can Carl Icahn it and tell the companies what to do. If you don't know Carl, he buys controlling stakes of companies to force them to be more ethical or to be better for people or putting people over profit. When a Joe Schmo like me invests, I didn't have controlling shares of any of these companies. I had a 0.00001%, of the company. They're not going to listen to me. So I'm trying in my 20s to like sell off any products that are made overseas and sweatshops. And if you check labels, you know how challenging this is. And, maybe the labor in a lot of these countries has got better over the last 20 years. But anyway, so I was invested in a clothing brand and I said, no, I'm not supporting companies that put people over, profit over people. So I'm going to sell this stock and focus on other stocks. And then I was like, all right, maybe I don't want to stocks at all. I just watched my stocks go up and down, up and down, up and down. And I saw that I didn't have any control. Again, I get it. Long-term gains, the long-term outlooks of the stock market, or if you're really good at day trading, sure, whatever. I don't have the time and attention to be able to look into each company one at a time and find out what they do and know who their CEO. I mean, they flip a CEO and all of a sudden everything could change and go downhill. Why do companies replace their CEOs every few years? It's ludicrous. So let's get back to the life insurance side of things. The earlier you get it, the better. So best deal I've seen is the what we did for our son in 2014. We got a 10-year program, so we only paid until he turned 11, south of 2 grand total. And that shoots up to 100 grand. Like investing $2,000 to get 100 grand. I'll do that any day of the week. We get creative about how to fund the annuity or any of these projects for that matter. Often won't cost you anything. Like I said, I was able to roll over the stocks and tax free into the real estate, roll over the annuity or the IRA into more real estate or the another annuity or life policy or whatever it is. Frank's annuity was able to do some roof repairs while he was still alive. My other buddy does an annuity that pays him like a check every single month that he uses to pay any bills or whatnot. You can flip it, flop it, start it, stop it. It's fully under your control. So then I look back a decade later and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have 8 streams of income. How did I do this happen? I wasn't even like actively trying to do that. I didn't even realize it. So yours may look different. We currently have 3 life policies, 2 jobs, and I get it. I mean, we want to have the more real estate funds to eliminate the idea of jobs. So I guess it'll really go up to, 9 streams of income and then 10 and then 11 and 12. Um, so 3 life policies, 2 jobs, 3 real estate funds. We're almost to the point where we take any income that comes from a job, fund, max out the life policy, the annuity deposits, the real estate, and then the real estate checks that come back to us every month. That's the money that I'm going to use to live on. And that's what we're partially using to live on. We just don't have, enough to quit our jobs as of, yeah, you don't know what I want to. I like wanted jobs for creativity and keep me occupied and whatnot. So you don't have to do all 3. There is a legal limit to how much you can fund that life policy. So once we max that out, then you get another life policy, as well as maxing out the real estate and the annuities and whatnot. No maxes on those, but the idea is the best use of my money. And if the life insurance is the thing that grows the most, the fastest, and there's a legal limit to it, then I'm going to max out that legal limit and then fund the rest of the projects. Once we're at 5 million in net worth, we'll do a premium finance to double that net worth. So even if you have $500 billion, double it up. That's what this does. Jim Harbaugh, for example, the former U of Michigan head coach, football coach, had the bank, his bank of choice, right? There's like hundreds of banks that do this, or at least dozens that I choose from, fund the life policy. So you're not paying for your $5 million, $20 million, $500 billion life policy. You are just having the bank pay that. All Jim paid was the interest back to the bank, which is basically deposit, as he's doubling his net worth, right? So if I'm doubling my net worth, I'm perfectly well, and I have the income to be able to pay, those interest rates. I mean, it just makes sense. I'm just putting a deposit instead of me paying the life policy. I'm just paying back the bank their interest rates so that their program doesn't get too out of control. And most people do this. The value of the policy pays off the bank. So all I'm doing is paying the interest rates. Then after 5, 7, 10 years, then the life policy pays off the bank in full. So now the bank is fully paid back, and I have this loan, for lack of a better term, from the life policy that generally is paid back in 15, 18, 20 years. Right. I didn't even pay anything except the bank for the first 10 years. So, but completely paid off, or they just don't pay it off and they just keep that money. You don't have to pay it back. There's no law that says you have to pay back the money that you borrowed out of your own life policy. It's your life policy. Like maybe you just have less money when you die. You know what I mean? But yeah, most people pay that off. There's really unlimited options though. Or people do one annuity or an IRA, 401k, whatever it is, your retirement plan that funds another annuity that which then goes ahead and funds the life policy. Everything is customized to wherever you're at right now, where you want to be, and what that gap looks like. All right, peace, love, talk soon. Bye-bye.
That means you're extra, extra.